Celebrity Encounters. Hey guys, today's episode's all about boy bands. So if you like boy bands, you're in the right place. If you're a girl and you love the boy bands, this is the place to be. I even wore my NSYNC sunglasses. I just feel like some member of NSYNC at some point wore these sunglasses. So anyway, when I was in Hollywood, I couldn't walk down the Sunset Strip without tripping over a member of a boy band. They were freaking everywhere. So, I'm going to tell you about my encounters with Joey McIntyre and Donnie Wahlberg from the New Kids on the Block, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, his brother Aaron Carter, and Mark Wahlberg from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, who is now a big frickin' star in Hollywood. So, these boy bands have the right stuff, and they're hanging tough. I'm tough enough. Alright, I'm gonna dance for a while you guys check out my encounters with boy bands.
Alright, our first boy band guy is going to be Mark Wahlberg from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Mark first became known for his hit Good Vibrations with the Funky Bunch in 1991. He also was known for modeling for Calvin Klein in the early 90s. He started acting in 94 with a small role in the Danny DeVito film Renaissance Man. After that, his movie career took off, with roles in Boogie Nights, my favorite Wahlberg film, Fear, The Big Hit, Planet of the Apes, Ted, The Departed, the Transformers movies, and so many more. He was also executive producer of shows like Entourage, which is loosely based on his life, and the reality show Wahlburgers with his brothers. Mark is the youngest of 9 children and had a pretty rough childhood. He was addicted to drugs at age 13 and attacked a middle-aged Vietnamese man with a wooden stick in 1988 when he was 17 years old and high on PCP. He would serve 45 days in jail for the attack. By the time I encountered Wahlberg in Hollywood in 2003, all the drugs and crime was a thing of the past, as Mark was now one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. This is my first encounter with Wahlberg at the Italian Job movie premiere. The movie also starred Charlize Theron and Edward Norton, so it was a pretty tight cast. Here he is walking down Hollywood Boulevard on the way to the premiere. Check out all the fans around him. I don't think I had a press pass for this event, so I kind of got lucky with getting such a good shot of Mark. The next time I saw him was outside Concord nightclub in 2003. When I took his picture, he said, come on, give me a break." I could tell Mark didn't want his picture taken, so I just took a couple of shots and left him alone. This was the only time I caught Mark at the clubs, which I thought was kind of weird because of all the partying in the show Entourage, which is loosely based on his life. But Mark's partying must have been in the 90s, before he got married, because I didn't see him hitting the clubs at all into the 2000s. The next encounter with Mark was at Giorgio Restaurant, with his wife, Rhea Durham, I think her name's Rhea, a model. And she is probably one of the main reasons Mark is not at the clubs anymore. They started dating in 2001 and have 4 children together. As I was taking their picture leaving the restaurant, I was walking backwards down the sidewalk, towards the parking lot. Mark said, "Hey, watch out! A car! You're gonna get hit!" I stopped walking and didn't get hit by a car. So I guess you could say Mark kind of saved my life? Okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you can see Mark in the picture looking in the direction of the oncoming car and starting to say something to me. The next encounter with Mark was at Mr. Chow Restaurant in 2006. Mark again said something like, come on guys, give me a break." He really didn't want his picture taken. So again, I took only a couple pictures and left Mark alone. I really tried not to upset celebrities. I basically just took this picture of Mark and then one of him coming out waiting for the valet. The next encounter was at Giorgio Restaurant again, this time in 2009. This would be my last encounter with Mark. Here he is with his wife, again leaving the restaurant in the car. This was a few months before the couple finally got married. Even though the couple already had 3 children, one born in 2003, one born in 2006, and one born in 2008. They didn't marry until 2009, right before their 4th child was born in 2010. The couple is still together today. Let's talk about Mark's brother, Donnie Wahlberg, of the boy band New Kids on the Block. The group was extremely popular from the late 80s until around 1993. Unlike Mark, Donnie stayed away from drugs and crime as a teen. Donnie says he learned his lesson by watching other family members go down the wrong path. He was still considered the bad boy of the New Kids on the Block, even though he really wasn't that bad. Donnie was the first member of the band and helped recruit the other members. My only encounter with Donnie was at Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah in 2005. Here he's leaving a party and looks like he's mingling with some people and getting some dude's phone number off a card. He is also proudly carrying a Juicy Couture gift bag from the party. Then I imagine he was on the phone telling his wife at the time, Kimberly Faye, about all the cool stuff he had in his gift bag. Donnie and Kimberly married in 1999 and had 2 kids, before divorcing in 2008. As Donnie is going through his divorce, Jenny McCarthy, his future wife, and Jim Carrey are having problems with their relationship. Here's a picture I took of Jim and Jenny leaving Katsuya Restaurant in 2009. Look at the faces on the couple here. Neither looks happy. And then, Jenny's face here kind of says it all. Guys, if your girlfriend is giving you this face, the end of your relationship is probably near. The couple would break up shortly after this photo was taken. This left the door open for Jenny and Donnie to start dating in 2013 and marry in 2014. Jenny started out as a Playboy model and then hosted the MTV game show Singled Out. She's done a bunch of movies and TV shows since then, including the reality show Donnie Loves Jenny, and she is currently a judge on The Masked Singer. Donnie has been in a number of TV shows and movies also after his New Kids on the Block heyday, including movies Southie, The Sixth Sense, and a number of the horror flicks Saw movies, plus TV shows like Blue Bloods. He also stars in the reality show Wahlburgers, about him and his brothers taking care of a burger franchise. Donnie and Jenny live near me in St. Charles, Illinois, where they just opened up a new Wahlburgers location. Donnie has a poster of him and Jenny on the wall of the restaurant. It's of him hugging Jenny McCarthy on her show, The Jenny McCarthy Show. This is where Donnie says they fell in love, and that things just felt right between them. If you guys watch the episode, things definitely do feel right between them. They are flirting hardcore in the episode, and it's almost X-rated. So, if you guys want to check it out, it's on YouTube. I just watched it the other day. It's The Jenny McCarthy Show with Donnie Wahlberg. Also on the wall inside Wahlburgers is a poster from their wedding at the Baker Hotel in St. Charles. Everyone I've talked to in St. Charles who has came in contact with Jenny and Donnie says they are super nice. Donnie even tipped a waitress at the St. Charles IHOP restaurant $2,020 to celebrate the start of 2020. Little did Donnie know what a piece of crap year 2020 would be. Let's move on to Donnie's New Kids bandmate, Joey McIntyre. Joey was the youngest of the New Kids and the last to join the band. Joey also has a huge family with 8 siblings. The same number of siblings that Mark and Donnie have. When I think of big families, I think, maybe 4 kids? That's a big family? But 9? 9 freaking kids? Obviously, these New Kids' parents did not believe in birth control. When Joey first joined the band at 12 years old, he was kind of the outcast, as the rest of the band already knew each other, and he was the new guy. Here's my only encounter with Joey in 2007. It's at Park Restaurant on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm not sure if I would have recognized Joey if one of the customers at the restaurant would not have come out and told me that there was a new kid inside the restaurant. But once I got the heads up, I was definitely able to recognize Joey at that point. I'm pretty sure Joey met up with Cheryl Burke, one of the dancers from Dancing with the Stars. Here's a picture I took of Cheryl heading to the restaurant. I never saw them hanging out together, but it would make sense for them to be together, as Joey was on season 1 of Dancing with the Stars, and both of them had been on the Dancing with the Stars live tour earlier that year. Joey came in 3rd place on the show. Joey is also an actor for TV, movies, and theatrical productions. He has had a solo music career and still tours with the New Kids. He got married in 2003 and is still together with his wife. They have 3 kids together. This picture was actually taken a few weeks before his first child was born. Let's move on to Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys are the biggest selling boy band of all time. They were at the height of their popularity in the late 90s and early 2000s. Things started simmering down for the boys by the time I got to Hollywood in 2002. My first encounter with Nick was in 2004 when he was dating Paris Hilton. Here's the couple at their happiest. This was in January of 2004 at Dolce Restaurant. They were on a double date with Paris' sister Nicky Hilton and her boyfriend at the time, Ian Somerhalder from The Vampire Diaries. Nick and Paris both seemed to be having a good time together and really seemed to enjoy each other's company. In this picture, Paris gives Nick a loving look. On this night, Nick and Paris couldn't take the smiles off their faces. Paris got herself a Backstreet Boy, and love was in the air. Remember, the couple had only been together for about a month at this point, so they didn't really know each other very well. Things started to simmer down with their relationship as the days went by. Here's another night at She nightclub in 2004. Paris gives a little smile as the couple leave the hotel. Once they get to the car, Paris seems content, but look at Nick's face. He looks annoyed. Here's another night at She nightclub. This time the couple leave the club, and neither of them look happy. And things seem worse once they get to the car. It looks like they may be having an argument, or at least a serious conversation. What happened to all the smiles? Then check out these photos I took of the couple at El Central nightclub in February of 2004. The couple have only been together for like 2 months at this point. Nick looks bored. Here he is yawning and looking disinterested. Check out his face here. Obviously annoyed, or bored, or both. I covered Paris Hilton more than any other celebrity in Hollywood during my 8 years as a paparazzi, so I can tell you this much. If you want to date Paris, you better like going to the clubs, because Paris goes to the clubs almost every night. She shops every day and hits restaurants and clubs at night. If you don't like going to the clubs every night, you probably are not going to enjoy dating Paris for a serious amount of time. I think Nick and Paris are both kind of realizing that at this point in their relationship. By April 2004, Paris has a party for her reality show, The Simple Life. Nick walks down the pink carpet with brother Aaron Carter for the event. Aaron is also a teen pop star at this point. We will talk more about him later. Paris and Nick didn't come together, but hung out inside the party. The relationship would come to an end in July of 2004. Paris got photographed with bruises and a fat lip the day after her and Nick's last night together. Friends of Paris claim she suffered the bruises from Nick. Others say Paris attacked Nick and Nick was trying to restrain Paris, and that's how she got the bruises. Nick swears he never hit Paris, while Paris, to this day, over 16 years later, has never came out and told her side of the story. And she never pressed any charges against Nick. Nick has said in interviews that he and Paris did not trust each other. It seems that Nick believed that Paris cheated on him, so he cheated on her. Apparently, with this girl, according to the National Enquirer. So a few days after the news came out that Nick allegedly beat Paris, Nick went to the Spider Club, where more trouble occurred. From what I understand, one or more of Paris's friends confronted Nick inside the club about beating Paris. The confrontation almost came to blows. Here is Nick being escorted out of the club by security. Here he is explaining to club promoters and the door guy that the confrontation was not his fault. Nick didn't seem mad, but seemed upset, sad, and almost in tears over the confrontation. Luckily for Nick, his Backstreet Boy bandmate, Kristin Richardson, and Kevin's wife were there to help him through this difficult situation. As Nick is leaving the club, this girl insists on taking a picture with Nick, which is probably the last thing Nick wanted to do after being called a woman beater and almost getting into a fight. But this fan is obviously oblivious to what's going on in the club. When Nick gets to his car, he looks completely dejected and covers his face with both hands. He seems almost in disbelief of what just happened. I didn't see Nick again until 2005 at Element nightclub. Here he is leaving the club with no girlfriend this time around. Nick wasn't at the clubs very much after his relationship with Paris ended. As far as how Nick treated me during our encounters, he pretty much just ignored me. He wasn't super nice, but he was never rude, which is completely fine with me. I believe the girl in the backseat of the car is his sister, Bobbie Jean Carter. They would appear together on the reality show House of Cards in 2006. I think they were probably filming House of Cards when I took these pictures of Nick with brother Aaron at Koi Restaurant. During the show, Nick, Aaron, and their 3 sisters lived in the same house together, focusing on their careers and trying to fix their dysfunctional family relationship. Nick was in a good mood on this night, and he and Aaron seemed to be joking around and having a fun time with each other. They look very close and are acting like brothers that have a great relationship. Something happened in the years since the picture was taken, and the brotherly love has died. During the filming of the House of Carters, all 5 kids talked about their dysfunctional childhoods. Their mother and father were constantly fighting and having violent screaming matches in front of the kids, causing the siblings to hide in the closet together until the fighting stopped. They said their parents would make them choose who they wanted to live with, as they threatened to divorce many times. It's bad enough to fight in front of the kids, but even worse to make the kids choose. It's a scar the Carter kids will carry with them for a long time. The siblings would display some of the same verbal abuse to each other on the TV show House of Carters that their parents taught them. They grew up seeing their parents fight, so it almost seems normal for them. When you take their troubled childhoods and then add fame, money, drugs, and drinking to the mix, you got yourself a crab stew of dysfunction ready to explode. Nick talked about his constant battle with drugs and alcohol on both the Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2009 and the Dr. Phil Show in 2011. He even wrote a book about his addiction in 2013. Sadly, Nick's sister Leslie died of a drug overdose at the age of 25 in 2012. She had a 10-month-old daughter at the time. She was also on the House of Carters TV show. Nick has seemed to clean up his act since marrying Lauren Michelle Kitt, a fitness trainer and YouTuber, in 2014. They even had a reality show about their wedding called I Heart Nick Carter. The couple have 2 children together. Here's a happy picture of the family from Instagram. Just when it seems Nick's life was in a good place, brother Aaron said he had thoughts of killing babies and killing Nick's pregnant wife, Lauren, causing Nick to get a restraining order against Aaron. Aaron started making claims about Nick and other family members on social media, saying he was raped by his deceased sister Leslie for 3 years when he was 10 to 13 years old. He also claimed that Nick abused him his whole life, and that Nick abused many women over the years, including Paris Hilton. Aaron claims he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, manic depression, and anxiety on the TV show Doctors in 2019. Aaron says his mental illness means taking a laundry list of pills, which may explain some of his odd behavior. Let me tell you about my experiences with Aaron Carter, or AC. Aaron Carter was a teen pop singer, like a boy band without the band. His main audience was teen and preteen girls. The height of his popularity is from the late 90s until around 2005, which means he was 11 to 17 years old at his most popular. Around 2003, Aaron cheated on then-girlfriend Hilary Duff, who he had been dating for a couple years. They were about 15 years old during the breakup. He cheated on Duff with another teen star, Lindsay Lohan. Here's a picture I took of Lindsay in 2004. They dated for a few months before Aaron went back to Hilary. Here's a picture I took of Hilary in 2004. Then, Aaron cheated on Hilary again a few months later, which was the end of Aaron and Hilary's relationship, but the beginning of Hilary and Lindsay's feud. As with many teen girl fights, the girls are more mad at each other than they are the cheating boyfriend, which never makes any sense to me. In 2014, over 10 years after their breakup, Aaron tweeted that he would do anything to win Hilary back, but Hilary wasn't having it. I had encountered Aaron with Nick Carter in 2004 at Paris Hilton's Simple Life premiere. Then again in 2006, when they were still getting along at Koi Restaurant. I ran into Aaron for a third time at Area Nightclub in 2006. He was acting a little weird. When he first got to the club, he lets me get a picture of him, and he looks totally stoned. Aaron's about 18 years old at this point. Then when he comes out, he's hiding his face under a hoodie with help from his friend. Then, as he's about to drive off, he gives this girl a big-ass kiss. I have no idea who that she is, but here's a close-up of her. Not sure if it's someone he's dating or just some random club girl. Meanwhile, there's girls in the backseat of Aaron's car also, so he's got girls everywhere. Then, as he drives off, he gives me the metal sign. All right, Aaron, heavy metal. Aaron wasn't that fresh-faced teen anymore. He appeared to be more of a bad boy stoner at this point. Then I encountered Aaron a couple more times in 2009, right before he joined the cast of Dancing with the Stars Season 9. Here he is at My House nightclub, looking like he has things together, dressed nice, and not looking high. Then here he is again in 2009 at STK Restaurant, dressed well, not looking like a troublemaker or a stoner or anything like that. He just looks like a nice guy. Aaron would end up coming in 5th place on Dancing with the Stars. This was the last time I saw Aaron. Since 2010, Aaron has been through a lot. In 2011, he entered Betty Ford Treatment Center. In 2013, he declared bankruptcy. In 2017, he came out as bisexual. Also in 2017, he got busted for DUI and possession of marijuana. Also in 2017, Aaron's father died, which was extremely hard on him. That same year, he appeared on the Doctor's TV show, where it was discovered that he was taking a dangerous combination of prescription drugs. In 2018, he entered a treatment center again. In 2019, Aaron and his mother appeared on WeTV's Marriage Boot Camp Reality Star Family Edition. I watched the show and thought Aaron was very honest on the show, and sometimes the voice of reason, which is kind of hard to believe. I also watched clips of Aaron on the Doctor's TV show, TMZ, and some other social media activity, where he seemed unstable and possibly on drugs. In 2019, after getting a restraining order from his brother Nick, Aaron responded on social media that he was done with Nick for life, and that he hadn't seen him in 4 years and doesn't intend to ever see him again. As sad as it is, sometimes brothers just shouldn't be in each other's life. Sometimes the past scars are just too deep to heal. It's probably best for the brothers to concentrate on their own lives and their own mental health for now. I really hope Aaron continues to get treatment and counseling. It seems to really help him. Maybe someday, after Aaron's battled his own demons, he can try to fix the relationship with his brother. Okay, that's it for today's episode. I've got so many encounters with boy bands that I need to do another episode of this. So there will be a Boy Bands Part 2. But on the next episode, we're talking about one of the biggest stars of the last 20 years. It's Britney Spears, the pop princess. I'll tell you about my encounters with Britney during one of the most difficult times in her life. From 2002 to 2010, things got chaotic for her. So I'll tell you all about that in my encounters with Britney on the next episode. Thanks for watching.